How's it going, guys? RealRadman here, back at it again with another video, and today we're going to talk about something that a lot of people have actually wanted me to talk about, and I haven't really touched on ever, which is the Xfinity series and the Truck series, and whether Sprint Cup drivers can drive in the Xfinity series, and how it affects the championship and affects young drivers coming up through the system of NASCAR, try to become Sprint Cup drivers and all that stuff. So I'm just going to give my opinion on it and also give you guys the news that you probably already know of, which NASCAR did make a new rule starting next year that will limit Sprint Cup drivers participating in the Xfinity and Truck Series starting in 2017. So let's get right into it. So let's just get to the rule. So the rule says that Sprint Cup drivers with at least 5+ years of full-time experience will be limited to 10 races in the Xfinity and the Truck Series, and they can also not compete in the regular season finale of either series, and they cannot compete in the chase races for either series. Those are for drivers who are only 5+ years of experience. So guys like Kyle Larson, guys like Chase Elliott, guys like Austin Dillon, it does not apply to them. So there's no real change in the rules for those drivers. Guys that it does affect is Kyle Busch, Matt Kenseth, Kevin Harvick, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, etc., etc. Those drivers can also not race in the 4 Dash for Cash races. Obviously, you guys know that throughout the season, the Xfinity Series has a Dash for Cash program. There's 4 races. Those drivers cannot compete in those to alter the outcome of that either. So how does it really impact those guys? Let's see. In the Xfinity Series, you have 33 races. You take away the chase races and the Dash for Cash and the regular season finale, you have 21 races that the guys like Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano can compete in. They can compete in only 10, so they have to pick 10 of the 21 races to do that. And in the Truck Series, they can do 10 of 16 races. So pick what you want. It affects them a little bit, but here's where it probably doesn't make everyone happy. It's a step. That's what it is. One little loophole I see people doing, for example, Joe Gibbs Racing, you'll have Eric Jones in the Sprint Cup Series next year, but he'll still be running in the Xfinity Series. You can have, let's say, Eric Jones drive one race for JGR, and then have Kyle Busch drive another race, and then have Denny Hamlin drive another race. So in reality, you can still have a Sprint Cup driver in every single Xfinity Series race. You just kind of got to switch it around. So you give Kyle 10 races, you give Eric Jones 10 races, you give Kenseth 10 races, you give Hamlin 10 races, whatever you want. You could divide it up that way. That is a loophole around it where you could still put Sprint Cup drivers into the race. And Eric Jones is the loophole for JGR because he does not have 5 years of experience in the Sprint Cup Series, so he can still run in the Xfinity Series. All in all, what do I think about it? I am one who wants to see young drivers compete in the Xfinity Series. I will be 100% honest. I have not been watching the Truck Series or Xfinity Series that much the last couple of years, mainly because I'm busy doing other stuff and I don't have time. I can't, spend a Friday night or a Saturday afternoon watching a Xfinity or a Truck Series race. I just don't really have time. I just try to keep up on the highlights. So I have not been watching that much, but I do know that guys like Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Brad Keselowski, Joey Logano, I know that they're still having a big outcome on these races, especially during the chase where Kyle Busch can prevent someone from getting in or something like that by winning the race. I am one who wants to see a limit on the Sprint Cup drivers, but then again, I do see the other side where the tracks and the sport itself would like to see those drivers in the Xfinity and Truck Series. Wonder why? It's because of ratings and because of tickets. You want to go to Xfinity Series and Truck Series not to really see an 18-year-old. Like, the casual fan wants to see the best drivers out there, even though most fans want to see the young drivers develop. But a lot of people, if they see Kyle Busch as their favorite driver and he's racing the Xfinity Series, then they're going to watch that race, which boosts the ratings. Or if you're going to Homestead that year and you want to see Kyle Busch race, then it boosts the ticket sales. It's stuff like that it's understandable to see why NASCAR is kind of hesitant to completely ban them. Also, just racing culture. If you think about racing, if you go to dirt tracks, your local short track, and all that stuff, you have drivers doing all kinds of events. Tony Stewart still does the outlaw cars, and so does Larson and Casey Kane. They all do their sprint car stuff. And then, when you're young, you could go from sprint cars to go-karting to all that stuff. And it's just a racer mentality to race whatever you want. And that's kind of what NASCAR is you just race whatever series you want. If you want to go do a sprint car race, go do a sprint car race. If you want to do a wheel and modified race, go do a wheel and modified race. You want to race in the trucks or the Nationwide Series or Xfinity Series, you can go do that as well. So it's a racing culture that NASCAR would also have to change, and that's something that's kind of hard to do. So I understand why they won't do it. Overall, I do think it is the right step for now. I think a little bit further of a step needs to be taken. but it's not that big of a deal for now. I think that at least NASCAR puts something into place where you will still have maybe Kyle Larson, Austin Dillon, Chase Elliott, Eric Jones. They could still race in the chase for the Xfinity Series and Truck Series, but it's at least a little bit better. You know what I mean? Like, at least we still get to see drivers who want to develop and get up there. They have a little bit more of a spotlight on them. All in all, it's a really touchy subject. That's why I didn't know if I was going to make a video or not. It's really touchy. It really is. It's something that you kind of want to change, but then you don't want to change because you don't want to lose ratings or money. But then again, you want to let your young drivers develop. Then again, it's kind of like a racing culture thing that as a driver, you just kind of drive. It's your life. You just go into a car and drive no matter where it is, what it is, when it is. You just do it because you have fun doing it. So then you have to change that culture as well. So it's very understandable why NASCAR is kind of hesitant to do it. And then again, very understandable why a lot of fans are angry seeing Kyle Busch win all these races and affecting the chase format. That's the chase format's for another day. I think the chase format in the Xfinity and Truck Series is pathetic. I don't think it even should be there. If there is, it should be a different format, especially in the Truck Series. I mean, dear God, why do you make those guys drive so hard and just make it a one-race season? Like, oh my God. That's another story for another day. We obviously all know the chase isn't going anywhere, even though I really wish the format would be changed, but it is what it is. Guys, that's really my thoughts. I don't really have anything else. Make sure you comment down below. Let me know what you think about the changes. Give your opinion. If you like the video, make sure you please hit that like button. I will really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, go check it out, see what's on there, and hopefully I will see you there and subscribe. What the hell was it? Why did I just go like subscribe? I don't know. I'm tired, but guys, like I said, hopefully you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys later. Hope you're having a great day, and peace out.